Hi guys, good evening, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be discussing what I thought of the latest episode of our favorite zombie spin-off, AMC's Fear the Walking Dead. Just got done watching it. What a great episode and a hell of a setup for the big season finale next weekend. Before I begin, of course, as usual with most of my review videos, this is a spoiler-filled episode review. Again, if you're not caught up on Fear the Walking Dead by this episode or the last couple of episodes, do not keep watching or listening, as I will be going into details and into spoilers. So, you have been warned. Spoilers starting from here on out, starting now. Oh, what a great episode. I loved this episode. Everybody coming together, working together, inspired by Morgan's bravery and selflessness, and then they all risk their lives to get him off the roof. And then Jim with his final sacrificial move, despite being kind of a dick. I think in the end, Morgan ended up inspiring him, which I thought was great. You know, these last 3 or 4 episodes have been incredible, and it just re-solidifies my opinion that this is, by far, one of the best, if not the best, one of the best seasons of this show. And I absolutely ate up Season 1. I adored Season 1, but I'm also really loving Season 4. I mean, this episode had a little bit of everything. First of all of our characters and our little groups finally reunited, finally came together, with the exception of Al, and I'm curious as to how exactly she escaped a hospital full of walkers after turning on the elevator for her friends and allies. So I'm sure we'll get some little story or a backflash perhaps in next week's episode, but in this episode, with the exception of Al, everybody was together. Everybody was working together. There was great little character moments and banter back and forth. You know, Sarah and Jimbo going at it with each other. And then, John and Strand kind of reversed their roles, where John was more of the pessimistic one, where Strand was the hopeful optimist after discovering Charlie and Alicia from across the way. I liked how they reversed the roles for those two, and then those hopes were confirmed when they came plowing through in the SWAT van. And I thought to myself, are they going to have the filthy woman with them? And sure enough, they did. Oh, God, she is so evil. I get it. She has a tragic backstory, but she is so evil. So evil. Oh, well. Hopefully she dies in the season finale next week. So, fingers crossed. Great villain, though. Great villain for this show. But, oh, she's so evil. But yeah, you know what? I really loved this episode, and it had me a little nervous there for a while, because I really thought Morgan was going to make some kind of sacrificial move, because for a while there, it looks like Jim was just going to die without any glorious last minute moments or anything like that, and he was going to die without meaning. Fortunately, that was not the case, but a good chunk of this episode, I'm like, wow, Jim's not really showing any redemption or any chances to be selfless here. He's just going to sit back and die and resent Morgan in death or into death. And he never even gave his beer recipe to Sarah or anybody else. But fortunately, that was not the case. I think what most likely happened is that Jim was inspired by Morgan and everybody else's selflessness and their positive attitudes about getting themselves out of a life or death situation. And he decided to be useful or meaningful in his final moments. And that meant, sacrificing himself so his friends could escape. And then leaving a legacy behind, a legacy which will be a hopefully tasty, refreshing beer that, fingers crossed, they might be able to share with the residents of Alexandria someday. That would be pretty cool, though. I was thinking to myself, what if Season 5, by the way, for those of you who don't know, it was confirmed about a month ago or maybe 2 months ago. Anyway, it was recently confirmed that Fear the Walking Dead was picked up for a 5th season. It was officially renewed for Season 5. There's been no word yet as to who's returning to the cast, because obviously they're not going to reveal anything till after the season finale next Sunday, because we might lose 1 or 2 characters. But if Season 5 is about their journey from Texas to Virginia, that would make for a pretty awesome season, in my opinion, at least. They might have another story idea in mind, but I'm just saying, I'm throwing it out there. If the writers are listening, that would be great. Anyway, this episode, though, I mean, Morgan had so many great moments and little snippets here and there. I mean, his selflessness and his bravery is just astonishing, and I love how he's trying to make up for so many wrongs and so many mistakes he's made since the apocalypse began. And I really think, he didn't necessarily want to die, but he was willing and ready to die for people that he cared about. And I love the fact that that has kind of, I'm going to use the word infected here, even though that's not a nice, pleasant word, but that has kind of infected or influenced his friends and allies, because all of them were working together to get him off the roof, and that's exactly what happened. Oh man, it was impressive. I mean, that was an impressive stunt. I don't know if Lenny James himself made that jump. Probably not, but I thought it was very, very cool. So I really enjoyed that. Overall, I just really enjoyed this episode, and I can't wait to see what the season 4 finale lies in store for us. I mean, hopefully they start trekking to Texas. Well, first things first, I hope they find Al. And if they're going to kill somebody, I hope it's not Morgan or John or Strand. Anybody but those three. But yeah, I really loved this episode. The past couple episodes have just been phenomenal. Like the past 3 or 4 episodes have just been after another. And I'm definitely going to rewatch this one again. In fact, I've got the other ones on demand, so I'll just rewatch the last 4 or 5 episodes because these have all been fantastic. Well, guys, what did you think of tonight's episode? Did you like it, love it, hate it? Expecting more, expecting less? I know it's a bit cliche, Jim sacrificing himself in his final moments, but I like to think he went out in a pretty awesome, memorable way. Although it's so tragic that bitch of a filthy woman was writing his ingredients or recipe on his face for his beer because she most likely had a radio and listened to him tell the whole thing to Sarah, and that's what she wrote on his face. And now he's her pet. Oh, poor Jim. As if he didn't have enough of a crappy existence. Well, not crappy existence, but you know what I mean. Thank you so much for watching this episode review on the EdWord. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more review videos like this one, and to tune back next week for my episode review and reaction to next week's episode, which will be the season finale. Again, the season finale for season 4 of Fear the Walking Dead airs next Sunday night on AMC. Check your local listings for times. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of the night. I hope you all have a fantastic fresh start to a new week tomorrow, and of course, until next time, may the force be with you.